Hello there, how you doing? Jeff DeSocio from the Talent Opportunity Connector and Broadreach Executive Search and Staffing. So we're going to be kicking off your tip of the week. We're restart them here in the new year of 2025. And I'd like to kick off our tip of the week with a question out there for the hiring managers. So you have this new role, it finally got approved, your site, you're like, how do I stop my search and all that? And you're thinking, hey, LinkedIn's the best place. So you go and post the new opportunity on LinkedIn, and then you hit enter. And then what happens? You get resumes. You get a lot of resumes. Sometimes you may get hundreds of resumes within the hour. You're like, geez, where do I start? And you start wondering, is this really worth it? And chances are I'm going to be the devil's advocate and say yes and no. I'll say yes really quickly because what happens is your job all of a sudden gets up in the search engines really quick. LinkedIn's very good at helping your company, your brand get into, at the top level of the searches very quickly. The bad news is that you end up attracting the wrong candidates. There are bots out there, there's AI, there's candidates outside the country. They apply to anything and everything to get their resumes out there. It's almost like a flip side where they've just applied to whatever to hope that you get their resume. You actually maybe even call them or talk to them, or their resume gets into a database some sort, and they get a job another way. What happens is the big word time. You end up wasting a lot of time going through a lot of resumes with very, very little results. And that's where, with our company, we're very cognizant of, when to post a role. Now, especially if it's a role that is, let's say I'm going to just, not to pick on a senior software engineer, but, I post a senior software engineer role. Now, just so happens, the job market for software engineers there's a little bit of a glut right now of candidates. So what's going to happen is you post that, you're going to get a ton of candidates there, but chances are they're not going to have what you want, right? And you end up spending 99% of your time going through those resumes and maybe getting an interview or two out of it. And that's a waste of time. And honestly, I don't know if I about you, as being a hiring manager for 20 years, I don't like wasting time. When I get a resume, I want to make sure it's a resume that's worthy of a candidate that I like to contact and interview. So what I'm saying here with LinkedIn and job postings, it's is it worth it or not? I say overall depends on the role. If it's a hard to fill role where there may not be a lot of candidates out there, definitely post it. If it's a role like a senior software engineer or a very common role like a marketing person they're out there, it's a commodity, I would say do not post it because you're going to waste a lot of time going through a lot of resumes that have nothing to do with the role that you're applying for. The last tip, if you do use LinkedIn to post a job, right, make sure you're very clear on geographic concerns, especially if it's a hybrid or on-site role. Make it clear that you want to only you don't offer sponsorship. Make it very clear and use a lot of keywords to attract the right candidates. And use the tools that automatically send in a response to the candidate if they don't make any of the qualifications for the role. Because that's important too, because time is money. You don't want to spend a lot of time with the wrong candidates. And last but not least, of course, you have me out here and you know me. You're in my group here. If you are looking for some amazing candidates and let me go through those resumes, let me know, right? This is Jeff DeSocio, the Talent Opportunity Connector. You can get in touch with me if you need help and let me know what you think about this video and if there's any other topics you'd like us to talk about in the future. Have a good day.